So, good morning. I know it's been forever and a day, and I have been meaning to get on here and do a video, but it's been nuts, especially with the holidays. And I finally had a moment to, I don't know, just sort of get on here and talk to you guys for just a real quick second. So, of course, it's been months. And as I'm getting back on YouTube, I'm finding that I'm lacking so many people's videos. So in due time, when we kind of calm down after the holidays, I'll try to catch up with all of them. But I guess so much has happened, but the biggest thing that has happened is that I am 16 weeks pregnant with twins. Insane how amazing God is, but we had been toying with using tons of different things, and finally we prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed, and God said, hey, it's time. So we found out we were pregnant in September, at the end of September, and it was a blazing positive before my period, which has never, ever happened. So I was ecstatic at that point. And then I called my doctor. Well, actually, I Facebooked Messenger, because she's amazing. I did that the night I found out I got a positive, and I went in on Monday for blood tests. And the first number that they were looking for, which I find phenomenal, is that they were hoping for at least a 20. Based off my last period, there's no way that I could have been that much further along at that point. So I was just like, okay, 20, please let there be a 20. Let's just make it work. I got my blood test results back. It was a 95. So I was 3 weeks and 4 days at a 95. So it was pretty awesome that they came back more than anticipated, which, made me smile. And then we went in, 2 days later. So it'd be Thursday, so 3 days, whatever. And got my blood test results drawn again, and they were hoping for it to at least double. So we're looking at like a 180, 200, 215, anything for it to just sort of double. Well, the number come back at 323. So it was more than doubling, which was perfect. And I was super pumped. So then we waited a week, and they were hoping for, what was it? It was like 4 times the amount. So we were looking for like a 1,200. Or like even up to a 1,500 would have been awesome. She didn't think I was going to be over 2,000 simply because we were only a week in from 4. So 2,000 would have allowed us to have an ultrasound. So we weren't like expecting it, but we were hoping for like a 1,500 to a 2,000 is what we were hoping for a week later. When we got our blood test results, my mind was blown because it was 5,700. My doctor was like, holy smokes. I was like, holy smokes. Wow, what's going on, kind of thing. And so we went in for an ultrasound, and I was 6 weeks at that, almost 6 weeks. I want to say almost 6 weeks. And we went in and had the ultrasound done, and there was a heartbeat that we seen. And then she had mentioned that she saw another sac. And I was just like, what? Like, she said something's there. I don't know exactly if it's going to develop I don't know what's going to come of it. It's very possible that it did not get fertilized, so don't get too excited. But there is something there, so we're going to call you back in here in about 2 weeks and see what we got going on. So for 2 weeks, I was like, my mind was kabobbled, and I was just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, And sure enough, we go in for our 8-week ultrasound. We were 8 weeks and 3 days, I believe. And sure enough, there are 2 babies. Or wait. Oh, help me. I messed that whole timeline up. 6 weeks is when we found out we were having for sure for twins. So it was before then. We were early when we got our first ultrasound. She saw 2 sacs. So it was 6 weeks or something that we found out that they were for sure twins. They were both beating. Their hearts were. So then I was just ecstatic. So I got excited, and we didn't announce it. We didn't want to announce it. And then at our 8 week, because we're getting them done every 2 weeks at this point, simply because of infertility, and we are high risk, period. So we ended up going in for our 8 weeks, and sure enough, they both had grown beautifully. We were only at 8 weeks and 2 days is what we thought. They were measuring 9 weeks. So praise God for that. And then we went back in 2 weeks for what we thought was, it was 2.5 weeks that time. What we thought would be our 12-week appointment to finally get out of the clear, that they were doing well and that we shouldn't be stressing ourselves kind of thing. And when we went in for our 12-week 1 day, they were measuring 13 weeks 4 days. So they changed my due date. And they're both doing wonderful. Heart rates are perfect. And they were doing great. So then they wanted me to wait 4 weeks for the next doctor's appointment, which made me so nervous. And I ended up getting a severe sinus infection, and I couldn't swallow and I couldn't breathe, and oh my goodness. So they put me on some steroids and some antibiotics, and I was worried about my kids, my babies, because I hadn't eaten in 3 days, hadn't slept in 3 days, and I was taking so much medicine that I was just worried about them and their heart rates and things like that. So we ended up going to the hospital, and they checked the heart rates. Heart rates are, they're doing great. And so now I'm just sort of getting over that as we grow. Our next appointment is Tuesday, the 20th, December 20th. And I'm hoping this is where we find out what we're having. We have our skeptics, even the nurses, because of their heart rates were so different at our last. I mean, they were fabulous, but they were, 2 completely different numbers. Pretty far apart, actually. One was 161, one was 145. So it's kind of exciting to think that we have a boy and a girl. They are fraternal. And I'm just thrilled. So right now, definitely I had the nausea. Oh man, did I have the nausea. I had to go to the restroom all the time. I was exhausted, and I'm so tired. Oh, excuse me. But I'm getting a little more energy, and I end up I wasn't sleeping good because I now have a rock in my stomach, and I usually am a belly sleeper. So I guess I just am enjoying the moment and just appreciating everything that God is doing. We end up getting a pregnancy pillow, and that is heaven to me. So I'm able to sleep, which is wonderful. But with Christmas coming up and just different situations, I know some of you are still kind of struggling. Some of you have gotten your BFP, which I am so pumped about. Victoria, for example, love it. And some of you are still waiting. And I know with the holidays, it's harder. Been there, get it completely. So know that I'm praying for you. Prayer worked for us. It's the key, and so I'm baby dusting and prayer wishing all to you. But I will get off here because the video is getting kind of long. But thanks to everyone who's been praying for us and checking up on us. It means a lot, and I will try to update you guys every week or two. As far as the rest of my pregnancy is concerned, try to maybe sneak in a couple of pictures, and hopefully get a gender reveal in here. But I just wanted to update everyone and let you all know that I'm excited, and I hope to reply back to you guys soon. Let me know how you guys are doing. Bye-bye.